Shazam.
Hello, everyone. This is the Armchair Warlord. I'd like to welcome you all to the 4th Armchair War stream. And here I have two members of my extremely professional panel with me, Farvidian Guard and Mr. Nobody.
Hello.
Can you introduce yourself, guys?
Here I have two. I think you just did, and now you're echoing.
Sorry, that was my speakers turning on from you watching the stream. Now, just to because Farvis Hubble doesn't want to introduce himself, so you were what, U.S. Army from like 2000 to 2006 or something like that?
Well, actually, it was two different times. I got in 98, and got in right at the end. Got out right near the end of 99 the first time due to some freaking issues. No trouble, just shit wasn't working out with that unit. And then I got back in, I want to say around 2003, near end of 2003, beginning of 2004, and then got out near the end of 06, the second time. And that was after deployments and shit.
Yeah. You were a tanker, and then you went to maintenance?
I was a tanker, and then I went into munitions in the first cav.
Okay. Gotcha. And Mr. Nobody here is his brother, and you grew up in Germany during the Cold War, if I recall.
I grew up in Germany around the Cold War. I actually remember the wall coming down.
Oh, nice.
Also, the amount of terrorism that went on during that time period was pretty bad.
Mm-hmm.
I've worked for the government. I've done private contracting. I've cleaned floors, fixed cars, done carpentry. I'm basically a weirdo who's kind of done everything. And I've just been around the military for a very long time.
Gotcha. And just to introduce myself, I was active duty in the Army from 2010 to 2019, and spent a couple of years after that in the reserves. I was in the artillery. So we have a panel which is probably going to give you some better analysis on what's coming out of the Pentagon these days. So,
or CNN, for God's sake.
Oh God, we could blow CNN's pants off.
You mean the Cuomo News Network?
Yeah, the Compromise News Network.
I'm Brian Skelter. I'm as round as the planet and as stupid.
Ooh,
I'm pretty sure by this point if they turned off the TVs at airports, we'd probably be getting more views right now than he is.
Oh God!
At least less suicidal people.
Ooh.
Right. God. Yeah, it's kind of amazing how like the Cuomo situation went off like a bomb and is just slowly taking out everyone at CNN.
It's interesting to be revealed as a completely politically connected piece of crap.
Yeah. Although, I mean, anyone could literally, like, everyone with a functioning like medulla oblongata could see that CNN was incredibly compromised because they were employing Chris Cuomo for like years and years and years, and what the other shoe just dropped.
Well, it's I think it's the whole you're not supposed to say the quiet part out loud, and that's their problem.
Yeah. Well, in any event, making fun of CNN, actually, I don't even think that would be another stream because they don't deserve my attention. So I don't want to punch down, you see.
Yeah, there's no reason to beat a three-legged dog with a weight tied to it.
Yeah, but punching down is rude, I hope.
Oh, yeah.
So we will start off with a list of the spiciest of the best memes and spiciest hot takes relating to the recent Ukrainian crisis. We'll talk about the report that came out a little while ago by the Institute for the Study of War, which has been getting a little bit of press recently, mostly for suggesting the Russians are going to do something extremely stupid. So we'll do a little bit of discussion on that, and then we'll talk about some current events that have happened, and close it out with talk about the latest updates, and we'll close it out with a general discussion and just anything else we might feel feel free to care about. I'm not planning on talking about equipment this time around, although there is some equipment we do need to cover, and we might get into that stuff tangentially. So, that being said, let's kick off here. Let's see, we have our waifus for our opening card here. And although this is inappropriate because really we should have Mosin Nagant-chan. But I'm not going to go find a picture of her because we're on stream right now. So,
all right, first topic.
Okay, this is the. So, I do kind of appreciate the fact that Russia is it's like the national embodiment of troll face man, but with nuclear weapons. Apparently, Russian state TV aired this morning aired a progress bar saying that Russia was 70% ready to invade Ukraine.
Oh my god. They're putting percentiles on readiness now.
Yeah, first of all, I'm wondering who the hell in the Pentagon camp was sir, we think the Russians are 70% ready to invade Ukraine. My question to you is what the hell does that mean?
That is such a corporate thing. It's hard to even explain. So how far are we done with the the thing that's supposed to be done? Oh, I think it's 70%, sir. Whatever it is. Yeah.
Whatever it is.
It's Dave's fault.
What quantifiable metric is this? Look, back when I was in command, okay, if I told my boss, sir, I'm 70% done on this, what I would actually be telling him was, we haven't even started.
Yeah.
Just telling.
If I'm hearing 70% of the Pentagon, what that really means is probably about 30, and God knows how they're even quantifying the 30.
I'd hate to know what they consider the 30 part of that. Oh my God. What, did they hire a bunch of useless morons from the corporate world to slitter out? And
do you really want that question answered? I mean, really.
The answer is yes, but come on.
That's actually probably literally what they did, because for some reason military types are in love with business management strategies, even though they have nothing in common.
Oh, it makes no sense.
What?
So stupid. Oh, I'm now beginning to believe purely that this whole Russian invasion thing is simply so they can troll and meme on people from the West.
I mean, they've moved a lot of metal to do that, but people have done pettier things over the course of history, so.
Yeah.
Oh, come on. Biden's already a fucking, international punchline.
Yeah.
He's sitting there sweating over his bowl of ice cream going, hey, this will get my numbers up.
Speaking of Biden, you want to bring up that one that involved him?
Which one was this? Here we go.
That one.
Okay, but this actually happened this morning. So apparently our fearless leader was at a press conference this morning, and he said, if Russian tanks and troops cross into Ukraine, we, as in I presume the United States of America, will end the Nord Stream 2 pipeline, which is an interesting thing for him to say these days because it's already built.
Well,
so unless he's going to send the Navy to unless he's going to have the Navy drop a depth charge on it, I'm not sure what he can really do.
That would be a blatant act of war.
More of war against the Germans, right? Because it's a German pipeline.
Take that, Germany! It's time to go again.
Yes.
The Germans are there's not even enough of us left anymore. Come on.
Yeah, they're oh my God, stop destroying us.
I think you're looking for the 7. That's the 2 it keeps showing.
Let's see.
It's haven't you seen
apparently.
Yeah, Nord Stream 2 is complete. Now what?
This is from recently. It was complete in September
2021, last year.
So what are we going to?
We're going to stop working on that pipeline we finished last year.
Yeah, what are we going to sue for an injunction in German court?
Fuck me, man.
I mean, I wouldn't put that past the Biden administration, but I don't think it's gonna work.
Oh God,
Germany's over like, what the fuck did he just say?
Wait a second. Aren't we allies? Hey, check that. Check it real quick. I mean, get Merkel out of the bar and get her successor also out of the bar.
Somewhere behind Biden, there's just somebody looking at the thing, like they're on their phone or something. They look up and be like, wait, what?
This is like whoever is generating his talking points isn't even like up to date on the current factual situation.
I'm not sure anybody's generating his talking points. Sometimes I think you just stream of consciousness that shit.
A later Biden announcement goes like this: well, you know, the Hun, well, they're over there, and we gotta stop them because they're bad dudes.
Some of the shit he says, I swear, it's just like half of his freaking people are just not paying attention. Like they've given up.
Because that's what we call the Germans, right?
God.
Yeah, like we've sort of been, for some reason, they're still operating under the assumption that it's like physically possible to end the Nord Stream 2 pipeline, even though it's actually plugged in and working.
Yeah, I know. What's really great? Let's just screw over our allies and make them mad at us. That'll help.
Nothing this motherfucker says makes any damn sense. Like, it's not the first time he spouted off some stupid, toothless bullshit that turns out to be completely asinine.
Well, I mean, and for the rest of us, it's Monday. So.
Yeah, right. Fuck.
Well, you know, they told me having double-digit testosterone is good. Makes you a real hairy guy.
It is, although I mean,
that dude is so far gone. It's amazing his heart remembers how to pump blood.
God, right?
Are you thinking he actually has blood and it's not congealed?
I'm pretty sure there's something pumping in there.
Is it like? Do they have like a pipe hooked up to him from behind? They're just like running his entire circulatory system like behind the curtain.
Well, I mean, the rumor is that Cheney was like pulling the strings on Bush, so why not?
Oh, God.
I just saw him like walk off from the podium, goes behind curtains, and there's a weird ritual going on to keep him going.
Oh, it's like that stupid chair from that old Batman serial.
They
have to sit him down in like this chair to power him back up after every speech.
Like RoboCop, but
well, I mean, considering that every time he makes any kind of public comments, it's like in the middle of the day. Yeah. He never talks at night.
Well, you see, the sun, it's a little too intense, so they pulled me off the porch so I can have an ice cream.
This is like that really old dog you only bring out when the relatives come over. Otherwise, he just sleeps all day.
He makes you really sad because he lays there, and you have to actually move him out of the sunny spot so he doesn't get overheated. And it's just like, okay, we're going to put you over in the shade, Grandpa. I like ice cream. Yeah, that's great. God. It's sad and makes you miserable to think about it.
We should probably get back on track.
Let's get back on track here. We can do an entire live stream dedicated to making fun of the incumbent administration later.
I'm Vice President Joe Biden.
Oh God.
What is this?
So this is our intelligence source on the ground who's probably doing better work than the CIA right now.
It's Miles.
Yeah, it's Miles of Kabul. He's in Ukraine right now.
You magnificent BSer. Oh my God.
So according to the random people he's talked to on the street, they think the invasion is going to happen before the 24th. So, which, I mean, that seems pretty reasonable. I mean, the Russians are still moving troops into position, and
so he's on the ground doing some work, while our guys are like, hey, I think it's like 70%, guys.
Yeah, the crazy thing here is like this is better. This is much more specific and probably better sourced than this.
It's some lady that looks like she's in her upper 30s, blonde, doesn't even seem to know what she's doing. Oh God.
They probably just had her gesturing at some green screen bullshit. Didn't even tell her what it was.
Hey, I don't want to present this, so go out there.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
But yeah, I mean, so this is Miles of Cobble's take based off the Ukrainian taxi drivers and random passersby he's spoken to. So you can take that or leave it, but I think the timeline does line up reasonably well.
I think we can settle this whole Ukraine business by just having the Russians and the Ukrainians have a thick dance-off with vodka.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I mean, that would be a method to solve it, but I'm not sure they want to do that.
I know, but it would be more amusing.
It's true.
Okay, so far, we have a completely made-up number and a guy who went there and talked to people and has more concrete. What are we doing?
We're so the complete like institutional failure we saw during the fall of Afghanistan.
Oh no!
You know how like nobody got fired over that?
Yeah.
So all the same people are still in charge, and they're all operating exactly the same way.
Yeah,
that doesn't give you confidence. Nothing will.
They've not only collectively learned nothing, but they've doubled down on their nothingness.
Yes, they are arrogant in their ignorance.
Well, it's time to return to making that bunker, I suppose.
Yeah.
These fucking.
So now that we know that Miles of
half
Kabul
the intel sounds like fucking rubbish, and they're not taking anything fucking like particularly seriously.
We have this excellent piece of news, and let me adjust the screen a little bit so you can see.
Before you read this, my first issue is fucking seriously. How many of you showing that there are not problems just within our military? How many of these assholes in the Russian camps were literally out there taking phone video of their fucking camp and then putting it on social fucking media?
Yeah, and moreover, like, yeah, first of all, the Russians are posting their own stuff on social media, and also, like, this is
fucking stupid.
Yes.
Oh no.
Large COVID outbreaks, of fucking course, because you had to squeeze that in there somewhere.
This is ridiculous. So, first of all, this is coming from the Latvian defense minister, who presumably has sources. I guess I don't freaking know.
That's a country
he's probably talking to his Russian cousin on the cell phone.
Oh god!
Come on, Boris, give me the lowdown.
Yeah, right. They're saying that that Russian troops are apparent. So according to this report from the Latvian defense minister, Russian troops are suffering from poor conditions and are getting COVID because they're starting to move troops in the position. And,
where the fuck are you getting COVID from out in the middle of nowhere?
Well, the thing is, like, they're all 18, so they're going to be fine in like 2 days.
Jeez, even if you had some 30-year-olds out there, it wouldn't make any fucking difference.
Yeah,
no.
COVID.
Our conscripts have nothing but 60 to 70-year-old men and women.
It's like, look,
they're getting COVID.
It's like, you are Russians. You set up a shit-ass camp because it was hastily set up, and you're in the fucking Ukraine. Of course it's fucking cold. What's the matter with you?
And the funny thing is, I've seen some videos of these camps, and I wish I could pull up a picture of these, but they're not like the tents they're living in. Like, look nice. They're heavy-duty tents, presumably with heaters.
Well, I mean, fuck, if the ones we had them, why the fuck not?
Yeah. It looks like they're, it looks like they're on, like, GP larges.
This is legit some dudes that didn't want to go, probably just being jackasses.
Yeah.
Like any soldiers, really.
Also, like, this is, okay, so what this is indicative of is, like, people in the Western establishment who don't understand that you don't have catering services in Starbucks when you actually go to war.
God.
Like, you're going to be out there living in a freaking tent in the woods for a while.
They're literally bitching about these being temporary camps, mainly made up of tents. Well, no shit, fucking genius. They're field camps. They're meant to pick up and move on an order.
Yeah, like...
They're not going to build fucking houses.
Yeah, like, every army in the world can hang out in tents for a while and be okay. This is basically the Russians are moving troops into their assembly areas, and some of them have the sniffles. That's this news.
God,
This is coming from apparently Latvian military intelligence, and I'm sure this is being reported with great significance throughout the entire Western intelligence establishment.
Oh God.
Oh god.
So
We are far too latched on to that. Well, they got sick element.
So fucking what? Soldiers get sick all the damn time.
yeah, wake me up when they get typhus, right? This isn't going to do anything to. This is militarily insignificant.
Even if the motherfuckers had this new strain of COVID, it wouldn't make any fucking difference. They'd cough and sniffle in between shooting at shit.
Yeah, this isn't even going to get them sick enough to not be able to fight. So
this is ridiculous.
My fucking god! Just fucking social media is a curse, man.
Yeah, and speaking of social media, here we have this.
Oh god!
This excellent take from Evergreen War on Terror blogger Commander Salamander, who's I've known about this guy for decades now, and his takes have not gotten any better. This guy's a grade A. I'm not sure if I could remember any takes this guy's had that have ever been good since 9/11.
Raise your hand if you've read the German accounts of trying to operate in this area without frozen ground. All right, look, bitch.
In World War II.
In World War II, number one. Infantry and vehicle equipment has come a long fucking way since then, and the terrain ain't changed that fucking much since 1941, 42.
The Russian.
Okay, fuck off.
Yeah, it's in 1941 there was all the roads were made out of dirt,
right?
And the Germans were literally driving VW Beetles and Panzer IVs with these tiny narrow tracks.
It's all fucking paved roads out there now, and half these fucking things got tracks on them so damn big it don't make no damn difference.
Yeah, have you ever seen the track? We've mentioned this before on stream, but the tracks on a T-72 are gigantic.
Yeah. And it's the we said, the T-90's built on the 72 fucking chassis, so it's the same damn treads.
Yeah, this is look you are never going to bog this thing
unless you drive the bitch into a swamp, and then you're just stupid.
Maybe if you just intentionally drive it straight into a river in the Pripyat marshes.
Yeah, just fucking wow. What the fuck are these people talking about?
Well, it's because these are. It's
again the side issue of the problem of social media. This motherfucker saw an opportunity to try to get attention.
Oh, absolutely. This is a bunch of military analysts who are not nearly as smart nor nearly as experienced as they think they are. This is if people have been talking about this Russian mud is going to stop the Russians for a month now. And it's ridiculous.
Thing about the Ukrainian conditions, and I'm looking at photographs. We were looking at those map fucking photographs we had last time. It ain't even that much fucking mud.
Yeah, I'm sure it's a little bit muddy, but not something's going to stop the Russian army.
This shit's not going to stop that shit is not going to stop a decently set up truck.
Yeah, and not to mention trucks these days, military trucks. They all the Russians have 6x6 trucks with these huge freaking tires on them.
It's never mind anything with tracks, but Burnham 2s, BTRs, they're not going to give a shit about this mud with those big fucking tires.
Yeah.
So
let's look at a representative Russian. Let's do a little bit of a comparison between how the effects of the legendary Russian Rasputitsa between 2022 and 1942 here.
Oh boy.
Let's see. So on just a truck, a representative truck. Let's see. What do we got?
You probably had more luck with the link I sent you before. It was
did you send me a link?
Yeah, remember that Russian forces thing?
Oh, okay. I'd have to go back and find that. Sorry.
You passed a couple. Well, there's a Gaz right there.
Yeah, Gaz Tiger, Kamaz 43501.
Just bring up that 300 series up there.
Whoops.
Yeah, well, that'll work.
Yeah, like this is a representative Russian medium truck. Notice it's a 6x6 with giant tires and probably central tire inflation.
It's also got good crown clearance, so it's not likely to bog the fuck down in anything much deeper than what they're talking about. And that's just a fucking truck.
Versus this was what the Wehrmacht was trying to invade Russia with.
Is that an Opel Blitz?
It's an Opel Blitz. A little bit of a jaunty post-war paint scheme there, but this is an Opel Blitz.
I mean, there's a big difference. I mean, they're rolling on twin axles. You know, the tires are not that great. They're fairly narrow.
And I'm not sure this truck is that much lighter, too.
These trucks were not meant to drive in boggy, snowy terrain. I mean, yeah, it snows in Germany, but the ground's not the same.
Yeah, like how much horse? Let's see, what would this thing have for a a flathead 60 horsepower engine with those skitty little 1930s tires?
Not great, no.
Yeah, versus this thing probably has like a 300 horsepower engine. These
if you bring it up, it probably says what it's freaking rolling.
See if I can
just click on this little like blue thing there.
Let me pull this one up. Let's see. This has a
scroll down a little.
Yeah, Ural 4320 has the Yams 230 M2 engine. That's a 240 horsepower engine.
That's quite a difference.
Yeah. And let's see this.
Some of that crap that went down, I don't so much trust Wikipedia anymore. I usually go to external military stuff, like the ones I sent you.
Yeah. Yeah, so the Germans were trying to invade Russia using...
With a 60 horsepower truck.
Yeah, like 60, 75 max. And...
With narrow tires.
Yeah. Like, with skinny little white wall tires, right? So...
Well, I think the greater point is, why is it they are so stuck on this invasion during winter problem? Like, it doesn't matter. Their whole narrative is wrapped up on the concept of Russia can't invade during the winter, and I'm like,
they live in the winter.
Like, what do you think the Russians always do? They always fight during the winter. That's like their thing.
The Russians not fight during the winter. The summer is still basically the fucking winter.
Yeah.
Well, let's just say they have some weird point and there's a magic mud there. What's it matter? They could wait till summer and then invade. What, is there a magic period of time during the summer they're not allowed to invade?
It's just fucking stupid. They've got everything set up, but there's nothing that says they have to move it all like in any like immediate fashion.
Yeah, there's no reason the Russians can't wait another 3 months if they need to invade during May.
Fucking right.
It's what I find confusing is that the narrative seems to be this complete, all-consuming focus on winter. And I'm like, well, even if they can't, why does this matter? They could still just invade during summer.
Yeah.
Because these are a bunch of short-sighted political fucking editorialists.
All right. Well, I guess that makes more sense.
That is true. Also, we have Bloomberg News, the most trusted name in news that is not just totally a propaganda outlet run by billionaires.
Wait a minute. I got that thing that I can read before you get on that. Hold on. The Kremlin exploited a false Bloomberg headline published on February 4th to amplify its information campaign against Western reports of Russian troop buildup around the Ukraine. Bloomberg published a headline, Russia invades Ukraine, around 4 p.m. on February 4th, later explaining that the headline was prepared as one of the scenarios in case Russia attacks Ukraine, but was posted accidentally.
I wonder what the hell kind of software they use where they just have I mean, what did somebody just misclick and publish that? Like,
I think somebody was trying to get some sensationalist fucking headlines and didn't clear it with upstairs first.
yeah, probably.
It's one of those situations. It's very exploitable with the news, considering they will write.
We have
how
another
do I put
comment.
it? BS articles.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's routine in the West right now because the mainstream press is full of shit.
True. We got a comment from a Wifey the Harry. Hello,
I
Wifey
think
the
it's
Harry.
Wifey or
Wifey the Harry. Wifey the Harry. Sorry. Says neither winners are cooler than before. So
yeah, there's not been a temperature fucking change.
Yeah, we're
in 50 fucking years or so, more than that now.
I mean, not to mention people are acting like this is some kind of climate change thing. It's like you realize like Ukraine is in the south part of Russia, right? So it's not crazy cold like it is up near Moscow.
Right.
Like, does this register for people? I apparently
don't believe so, because I believe a lot of the people talking about this shit barely know the difference between Russia and the Ukraine, and probably only know the difference because Russia is invading the Ukraine.
Like you realize this is like the difference between Georgia and New York.
Wow.
And I'm still not confident the average American could point out the state.
Who?
My head.
It still stands. So we have a terribly timed alternative article from Bloomberg. The complete how do I say this in a clown show of freaking U.S. intelligence. And at the end of the day, we look like idiots.
Which, big surprise considering our leadership at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong. And really the worst thing about this here is that Western intelligence has lost so much credibility over the last several months, particularly on the heels of the Afghanistan debacle.
I was saying, because we got the same fuckheads running the intel as we did in Afghanistan, where they completely fucked that all up too.
Yeah, absolutely. And yet we have, the Pentagon spoke. Actually, this is something that happened recently. A couple of days ago. Let me look this up.
So tell me, Fav, what's your take on this? Do you think them crazy Russians are going to go in for the winter attack?
Oh, Jesus.
Are they going to be clever?
Makes my head hurt.
And go for the unexpected summer assault?
Oh, God. I am... No. This... I'm not sure how willing the news agencies were to cover this, but the... Yeah. Apparently, the Pentagon's, I think it was the State Department spokesman. Actually, State Department. The State Department spokesman was claiming that Russia was about to invade Ukraine a couple of days ago, and a reporter actually pushed back on this and was like, "Where are you getting this information?" And this spokesperson actually accused this guy of being a Russian intelligence,
Are you fucking serious? In the middle of a press conference?
Yeah, he told a reporter he was he was being a puppet of the Russians, basically.
Oh my God. Because he asked for a source for your bullshit information?
Yes.
Fuck off. Fucking hell.
Here we go. Go to Fox News because I don't want to give CNN. I don't want to double CNN's clicks for the months. Yeah, we have. So this guy, by the way, was from the Associated Press, not a
boy.
Really.
This wasn't even an independent reporter.
No, this guy was. The AP is fully in bed with the left and with the narrative and with the establishment. Yeah, so we have on last Thursday, State Department spokesperson Ned Price was pressed by a reporter on the evidence behind U.S. officials' belief that Russia intended to. Oh my God, this was what it was about. It was
stage a fake attack.
Yes, the Pentagon has literally been saying the Russians were going to false flag themselves.
Oh my God.
And Matt Lee, AP reporter, asked this State Department dude, what evidence is there for this? And
Alex Jones territory.
yes, he accused him of acting like Alex Jones, which I mean, maybe that's a compliment because
So what? Being right?
yeah, because he tends to give us spoilers.
Oh boy.
They're conspiracy theories until they become spoilers.
Oh my gosh, this is killing me inside.
Like, okay, first of all, you realize the Russians are not going to feel the need to, like, why would they do this, right? Why would they go to this stupid extent of like, okay, guys, we're going to stage a false flag attack to justify this, instead of like, no, we're just invading Ukraine because we can, and fuck you.
I mean, at this point, if they want to do something subtle, they would have sent operatives over there to try to convince the Ukraine leadership into some kind of bargain, or they would do what they're doing right now, which is stage troops and try to either scare or force them into freaking accordance.
Yeah. Like this would, you know what this honestly makes me think of? This is templating. This is templating, right? Because what does the establishment and leftists in this country do constantly, all the time? Anytime there's some sort of conservative movement happening, anytime they want to get their point across and make somebody look bad, what do they do?
Oh God. Oh, they go through different things. Normally they false flag you. They go with lies. Then they start calling, saying that you're either racist, homophobic, transphobic, or whatever else.
Oh, what's
And
next?
also Nazis.
Does this picture ring a bell?
Oh, God.
Yep.
The old Virginia election last year, when a bunch of when the Lincoln Project, who pretend to be conservative but they're not, set a bunch of dudes to go pretend to be white supremacists and pose outside of the Yunkin bus.
It's especially funny considering that one dude is black.
Yes, one of those dudes is black, and it's like, like liberals, and this includes the liberals in the West in the United States, leftists in the West in the United States, do false flags constantly. It's part of their playbook, right?
Dear Lord.
Like, I think this is projection.
Well, considering their party, I won't get into it, but they have a history of, well, let's put it this way. The fact that so many people who identify with the Democratic Party seem to do it from a, we're superior, therefore we must help our lessers kind of point of view. I think they identify a lot more with the Yahtzees than anybody else.
But so yeah, I think that's exactly where this kind of thinking is coming from. Is simply, honestly, they probably don't have a very good idea of what the Russians are going to do, and they're probably projecting. And it's probably quite easy to misinterpret the Russians talking about making a propaganda video and turn this into, they're going to do a false flag, guys.
Woof.
Or like that, them thinking that them just like copy pasting 1939 onto this and like thinking there's going to be a Gleiwitz incident.
This whole thing seems asinine to me.
Yeah, we're right before the invasion of Poland. The Germans staged a whole bunch of like false flag attacks on themselves. Like,
I just don't think the Russians care enough. They're making us look like clown world over here.
Yeah, like, here's the thing. There's no like Heinrich Himmler who's having input into like the preparatory, like the war strategy here. They don't care that much about the propaganda. The Russians are like spicy meme boys on social media. They're not going to do some elaborate propaganda op.
It is insane that we are putting so much energy into this when it's simple. There's a lot of reasons they would want to invade. there's a lot of reasons they would want to sit there and make us look like idiots. And we have, I guess, one of the biggest factors I'd probably point out is we have a air quote lagging president who's looking to boost his poll numbers. And one of the traditional ways to do it is the warmonger. But I don't know how effective it's really being, since a lot of people don't seem interested in this at all.
No. Everything I've seen is his approval rating continues to crater. But we're 40 minutes in. We haven't quite gotten to the ISW report yet, so let's hit this here quick.
Ooh, let's get it.
So this think tank, the Institute for the Study of War, they do a very good job keeping on top of current events in war zones. Their analysis, I would say, is not very good. And we are going to take a look at some of their analysis, because they put this report out about 2 weeks ago, January 27th.
Oh, lovely.
And so about 10 days ago. This is their updated course of action assessment on Putin's likely course of action in Ukraine. And I know the guy who runs Agenda Free TV has been going over this report a lot, and it's not a super credible report. And unfortunately, that particular guy he's not a military analyst. So here's their bottom line here. So Russian President Vladimir Putin is using the crisis he created by mobilizing a large military force around Ukraine to achieve two objectives. First, advancing and possibly completing his efforts to regain effective control of Ukraine itself, and second, fragmenting and neutralizing the NATO alliance. Which, I mean, I think they're pretty much on target here, and he seems to be being pretty. I mean, I think he's been pretty effective as far as the second goal goes already. He's got troops around the Ukraine. Okay, now so he's got troops around the Ukraine. He's within striking distance of major Ukrainian cities. Now here's where we go into the Western think tankerisms. Such an invasion, however, might undermine his efforts to achieve the second objective, because it could rally the NATO alliance around the need to respond to such a dramatic act of aggression. An invasion would also entail significant risks and definite high costs. This is hedging, right? This is like the kind of hedging that you see out of the United States sometimes, where we want to do something, but we're not willing to fully commit the forces necessary to do it, so we just kind of poke at somebody.
This is like saying, hey, I'm not going to punch you, but oh boy, if I did, it would really hurt.
This forecast is something.
Yeah, so they think that despite moving all these troops in the position, Russia will not conduct a full mechanized Ukraine invasion to conquer the Ukraine this winter. These troops are just going to sit there. They think that Russian forces will go into Donbass, so into eastern Ukraine, this separatist area, by mid-February. So the Russians are going to drive their troops forward about 50 miles to an area their proxies already occupy. In fact, an area they already have troops in the ground in. And
maybe if they were planning to use it as a forward advance or something.
I guess. And here's their big bottom line, is that they think the Russians are going to launch an air campaign against the Ukraine to support their goal of politically separating the Donbass from the Ukraine.
I'm sorry, what?
They think the Russians are going to just bomb the Ukrainians.
If they're going to do this, what the fuck would be the point in only fucking dealing with this one area?
You know what this smells of to me, what this reminds me of? Their course of action they have worked up here. They're assuming the Russians are going to do the same thing, exact same thing that NATO did in Kosovo.
We got a post from Enrique Hidalgo. A Ukrainian joke. Why is our army attacking Donbass? Because the Russian army invaded there. Why is our army not attacking Crimea? Because the Russian army is really there.
Right. That's good. I like that, Enrique. Welcome to the channel.
Oh my lord. You know, it's a part of me that hates the concept that we're playing with a bunch of people's lives so that we can saber rattle and not have to commit.
Yeah, like what's remarkable here is that they're saying that the Russians are going to do the exact same. They're going to treat Ukraine, which is a large country, like NATO treated small, fairly underdeveloped Serbia. And moreover, the Russians would think this would be a good idea. When the NATO intervention against Serbia was not particularly successful. It's like we didn't get the Serbians to withdraw from the bombing campaign. Was almost completely was quite ineffective.
Well, thank you, OG Trev. We appreciate it.
Oh, thank you, OG. Yeah. Oh, greetings to you from Vancouver. And and I mean, the bombing campaign in Serbia was not very effective. It's in fact quite ineffective.
What blows my mind here is their sudden insistent assessment that this is purely going to be an air and missile campaign when they've already mobilized so much fucking metal on the ground.
Yeah, and this is their essentially the ISW here thinks that the Russians would adopt a course of action which the Russians probably know. Like from the Russian perspective, they would be adopting the course of action of a largely failed intervention. To what? This is what they say here. It's a Russian air and missile campaign that targets both occupied and unoccupied Ukraine could pose an even greater short-term challenge to the U.S. and NATO. Why do the Russians care so much about U.S. and NATO when what they're interested in is the Ukraine? Then an invasion to occupy most of Ukraine the same way that a live hostage situation creates more tension and complexity while in progress than a completed murder. Once Russian mechanized forces have seized Ukraine's capital and major cities, Putin's effective leverage on the West drops substantially. Why is Putin isn't threatening the Ukraine to get leverage over NATO? He's threatening the Ukraine because he wants the Ukraine back in the Russian Empire, right? These people have their. In fact, I think what they're doing here is they have their assessment of what the Russian objectives are backwards. They're putting the cart literally before the horse.
It's ridiculous. It assumes that they're going to do a failed strategy. Then it tries to double back and provide cover for being a stupid suggestion. And they clearly are targeting us. It sounds either like a bunch of ass covering, or as I would put it, a pretext.
Yeah, this sounds like the kind of mushy strategic thinking that you would see out of the West. We're going to take this action in order to apply leverage to some other power to get more cards on our hands. Like, no, Putin. The thinking in Russian circles, and I obviously can't say this for certain, but they're making this far too complicated. The thinking in the Russian situation is probably that Ukraine has historically been a part of Russia forever, and they don't want it to become a hostile power in the region. They certainly don't want it joining NATO, and they can. And the thing is that if they run some lengthy air campaign, that's only going to create more pretext for NATO to intervene. That's going to create more pretext for the Ukrainians to effectively resist, rather than create. What it does not do is it does not create facts on the ground that are the basis for a settlement.
Oof.
Because it's literally avoiding creating facts on the ground, right?
If anything, my guess is that Putin intends to take it because he just doesn't think we're going to do anything about it.
Trev, we are technically
and the will is not there.
Military-wise, because our leadership is fucking up its own ass.
Yeah, I mean, particularly as it relates to this situation, this honestly is. Here's the thing: that this situation in Ukraine should not be America's business. It should be. I mean, it is our business in as much as it's NATO business, but the Europeans, this is in their backyard. For the Polish, it's literally on their border, and I mean, for the Romanians, it's literally on the border. This is on the border of the European Union. So why the Europeans are not, managing this, and we can come in and back them up if they get in over their heads. But really, there's no reason the Europeans should ever be in over their heads when dealing with Russia. I mean, the European Union has a bigger economy than the United States. Why are we defending them?
I don't know. This really does feel like an EU issue, but of course the EU never wants to fucking do anything other than exploit its own fucking population.
Yeah. Like for yeah, I mean, in as much as Neville Chamberlain is generally a bad person to quote about foreign policy, but like, why the hell are we digging trenches here at home when over the affairs of a faraway country we know little about, right? And in his case, he was talking about Czechoslovakia, and it was it was a much more pressing concern at the time. But here, it's like, what are we doing? What are we doing here?
It puts us in a weird situation, to be honest, especially after what happened with Afghanistan. I don't think the will's there with the American people.
No,
I don't think it's a matter of will. I think it's a matter of confidence. I think the American people don't have confidence in our current government to successfully see through a major war.
Well, I say it will from a point of view, because I do agree with what you just said. But I say will because, let's face it, a lot of people look back at what we lost over Afghanistan and how that went down, and they're like, well, do I really want to see more family members or kids get mulched up in something that we might not even win, really?
Yeah.
Because we're never going to fight with both arms. So that's kind of where I see it. Like, if I think it's kind of a combo. Americans are tired. Their economy is screwed, and they just watched everything that was lost over Afghanistan just be flushed down the toilet.
Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong.
So it's one of those things that I think is sadly there. Plus, what would our standing be for? Let's say we wanted to take some action. What would our standing be? They're not in NATO. They are what? A tangential ally, and this would bring us in conflict with another nuclear power.
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, and the West has made this brilliantly clear to the Ukrainians, is they're not getting help.
No.
And the one thing that would actually change the calculus of the Russians would be, NATO moving a large number of troops into Ukraine, like an operationally significant number of troops. And by operationally significant, I mean divisions.
It would have to be something. I mean, just considering the situation in and of itself.
Yeah, and there's no reason why we couldn't do this, but I've seen no indication that the West is willing to do so.
Well, diplomatically, we just don't seem to be making good choices. Most of Europe isn't interested in this war at all. The U.S. has just kind of screwed itself over. And honestly, we should have had Russia as an ally decades ago.
Yeah,
so
we talked about that last time.
We effectively have no cards to really play other than moving troops in. And I think one big thing is we have an idiot who might want to do something purely to pump up his poll numbers. And
this is the worst fucking possible time for
most of NATO is not super enthused about jumping in.
Plus, yeah, well, it's a little bit different between potentially starting a war on the other side of the ocean, starting a war in your own damn backyard.
Yep.
Especially a war with the Russians.
So I think a lot of people are just not that interested in doing anything involving another nuclear power.
Yeah. Well, and I've said this again, but especially considering this war is over the Russian version of Texas.
I can't argue that.
Yeah. In fact, I think Texas has like more of a history of being independent than the Ukraine ever has. So, for whatever that's worth.
I do not enjoy the fact that it feels like, in a way, we're just toying with people's lives for the sake of it.
It's always politicists, political activists, and bad fucking politicians to do the dumbest fucking shit at the worst possible time.
And ungoddamn fortunately, this is how wars start. Is you have people who are asleep at the damn switch.
Unfortunately.
And you have people who are asleep at the switch, and you have people who want it to happen. And it really goes out of control from there. I'm not sure. I mean, God, look at how World War I started.
No.
It was a freaking it was just a comprehensive shit show of failure, bad diplomacy, and people wanting to have a fight.
Yeah, it puts us in a bad situation. And unfortunately, things don't look like they have improved much.
No.
So, what do you gentlemen think we are going to be seeing in the next couple months or weeks?
I honestly don't even want to fucking theorize.
I mean, I think it's certainly possible the Russians. I mean, they're pretty much ready to go anytime. It's certainly possible the Russians could make the call to go fairly quickly. On the other hand, it's also possible that nothing could happen. Without and I haven't seen anything coming out of NATO that would affect the Russian decision on this.
No.
So
I had that whole stupid thing with Macron, and I doubt that amounted to fuck all.
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, Putin's still very much in the driver's seat, and if he wants the Ukraine, he's going to go and take it. The big question is what happens after that.
Yeah,
and so
that is a sad one right there.
Yeah, and the thing that kills me actually is I mean, I'm not sure if you guys are. I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with the old concept of Western betrayal.
Yes, I am actually.
Yeah. Well, I mean, here we go again. We have a country in Eastern Europe that the West is expecting to fight and die gloriously as a meat shield for them, without lifting a finger.
Well, it's very similar to how the Republic of China went down. So it's an unfortunate situation to even see play out this way, but
this is the problem with having, I'm going to probably be unpopular for this, but it's a problem with having politicians, let alone these kind of politicians, in charge of a military power.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think the current crop of politicians we see in the West are really up for the challenge right now.
They'd rather post inane, insulting bullshit on social media and call people liars than actually do the fucking jobs.
Yeah. Well, let me just put it this way: I'm having a hard time seeing Boris Johnson leading the United Kingdom into war.
Yeah,
he's trying to save his career right now.
Yeah, also true.
Apparently he's a big fan of Winston Churchill, but apparently he's also learned nothing at all from him.
Make sure they don't know that you had a party, Boris.
That's right. So, with that being said, we're hitting our 1 hour mark here. So, you guys want to show your channels, and I'll do a little bit.
Yeah, I'll do it.
All right.
Yeah, I got a channel.
Pull your channel up.
Oh yeah, okay, that'll work. So I got, as he brought up there, I got a channel called Farvithian Guard. Been fucking around with it for a couple of years. We have some discussion streams on there. A lot of gaming stuff, from Guild Wars to kind of retro style shooters like like Ion Fury or Dusk, which I was playing during the stream today. And a lot of other stuff, some more side-scrolling beat-em-ups, JRPGs, all kinds of random shit. It's just kind of doing what I do. I don't do scripts. I mostly stream right now because I don't have the patience or the time to do a lot of editing. But what's there is there, and there's all kinds of shit there. Since I know the things going to come up with my counterpart here, I do have a book in progress, and by in progress I mean waiting at the copyright fucking office, that will be getting published hopefully soon, like within the next few months. I'm hoping to get that started, and I'll probably talk about that a little bit on the channel once it's actually in the publishing point. So that'll be something else.
Nice. And there will be a significant amount of shilling for books on this channel in the coming months. We have shill Paul's channel.
I could shill either Phil or Argus.
Phoenix could use some help. And Phil can't really do much with his channel right now, but we should shill him anyway.
All right. Well,
let me shill Katala here real quick. So Katala Laris is another member of our extremely professional panel. So she runs a gaming channel, mostly Guild Wars. We do pretty much weekly Guild Wars streams there. We hang out, we have fun. It's a good time. I think she's also End of Dragons comes out in like 21 days, so that's a new expansion. So we'll be doing a lot of stuff to cover that.
Yeah, we will be doing on both of our channels End of Dragons stuff.
All right, Josh, go ahead.
All right, brother, let me tell you what. Are you ready for men in Australia from space with treks and wars and possible stars? Let me tell you what. Phoenix Argus, he's got that voice. You know, the kind, that Australian one that you're like, yeah, I like that. Yeah. Watch his channel because there's treks and stars.
Yes, we have Macho Man Randy Savage here is doing the promos.
A little bit of Ultimate Warrior in your day is a good day. Praise be Destrucity.
Well,
remember,
I like that Phil's is the hard one to find.
I never find his channel very well. So if you're interested in his channel, ladies and gentlemen, make sure you bookmark it. It is weirdly difficult at times to get.
Well, you found the old CMC link.
Yeah, we found the old CMC.
Oh my god. Phil, why is your channel so hard to fucking find?
Yeah, isn't like Kilroy was here or something?
Kilroy was here.
It's what the hell?
Which there's like a dozen different channels with that.
There we go.
There we go.
There we go.
Okay. You had to type in the name of the main game.
Let me tell you what. Do you like islands, Porsches, and all of that jazz? Do you like it when a guy tells you about music, especially Genesis? Because Genesis, well, I'll tell you what, brother. You're going to want to get in there. Because Genesis has got the Rappa Stapper pie, and it's going to we've taken it to your high. Now get in there for some Porsche islands.
Okay, then.
Yeah, I've been telling this guy he needs to put his cover songs up online because they're amazing.
Right? Shit.
Yeah, he does a very good job.
And he has yet to post the Be a Man cover we did.
No, I don't think he's going to.
He's never posted that. He needs to. It's amazing. No, it's apropos with the Olympics happening.
Oh, God.
Oh no, there's a better one for that.
Oh God!
Because they've brought back butt swabbing.
Oh wait, are they butt swabbing?
They're butt swabbing everyone. Come on down to the Chinese Olympics.
I forgot about that. Yeah, they're forcing everybody to get tested for this shit.
Do you want to watch men in tights do weird things in gymnastics? Well, you can get a butt sod too.
Oh God.
Oh God. And on that happy note, let me show myself here. So I'm an author, and I have a book out right now, and another one very much in the works, which I'm actually in the process of getting some artwork done for. So this is my first novel, The Maiden's War. It's available on Amazon or anywhere books are sold online. So check it out, buy it. It's got excellent reviews, 4.5 stars on 36 ratings.
Nice.
And 78% 5-star reviews. So it's people really enjoy it from everything I've seen. I'm coming out with a sequel, trying to get that out around Christmas time this year. So honestly, it's a good time to read it now because I'm going to be coming out with the sequel fairly soon. So,
do you like a stocking stuffer of reading? Well, get ready. Your stocking's about to get stuffed with The Maiden's War Part 2 or whatever it's called. Buy it now.
It's going to be called Valkyrie Night.
Valkyrie Night is going to be coming down there and stuffing your ho ho ho.
Okay. Thank you, Randy. And on that happy note, I'll put up Mosin Nagant-chan, and we will clock out of the stream.
Our Lord and Savior, Mosin Nagant-chan.
Oh,
Wow, man.
Follow me with the chant, ladies and gentlemen.
Remember, I'm just